welcome back to the Artful Chef. Miss M here. This video is for my Art 2, Art 3, and AP students. We are going to be talking about Zentangles. We learned Zentangles last year in class. This year we're taking it a little step further because my kids are doing 2D and 3D projects. So what I want to show you is a Zentangle that I created. We're going to take this Zentangle and we're going to make it 3D. So for this project, you will need to create a Zentangle. If you want to spotlight some color on your Zentangle, that would be amazing. You can do that. You will also need a colored piece of cardstock. So I have two options here. If you don't have cardstock at home, you can use construction paper if you have that, but if all else fails, message me through Canvas, let me know that you need cardstock, and we'll arrange for you to come to the school and pick up some cardstock for your project. So you will also need a way to attach your 3D project to your paper. So double-sided tape or glue or stapler if you don't have either of those things. Surely between the three you can find some way to attach your 3D project to your cardstock. Let's get started. All right, Art 2, 3, and AP students, if you were not in my class last year, I want you to take a look at the video that was created for my Art 1 students on how to create a Zentangle. And I want you to create a unique organic Zentangle. So my Zentangles last year, if you will remember, I'll give you some examples, they went edge to edge on the pictures that we created. So here are some examples of our Zentangles that go edge to edge. So I want you to be a little more freeform this year. I don't want you to go all the way to the edge of the paper. I want you to create something that is organic and free-flowing. And so after you have created your Zentangle, and I would like for you to somewhere on your Zentangle do some kind of color emphasis. I don't want the whole thing in color because I would like to see some of the stark black and white on your assignment, but I also want to see your creativity with color. After you have created your unique organic shape and filled it in with your Zentangle patterns, I want you to cut it out. We are making a 3D sculpture out of our Zentangle. So I'm going to cut this out for you, and then I'm going to show you how I want you to assemble your 3D sculpture. Now, you can use tape, you can use double-sided tape, you can use glue. If all you have is a stapler at home, you can staple this, although double-sided tape really would work best and fastest. If you have liquid glue, it will take a little longer to keep it in its position, so you might have to hold it a little bit longer. But whatever means you have at home for attaching this, just be creative and use what you have. And make sure that when you create your Zentangle piece, your outside edge is pretty thick like mine is, so you have good space to cut on, because I don't want you to cut off any of your beautiful design that you're going to make. And one thing I want you to notice is the fact that I have lots of little curves and curly parts that are coming in. And so in just a moment, I'm going to cut some of those as well so that we can make some kind of neat little curly areas that come down on our sculpture. So I don't want you to cut this thing totally apart. It needs to all kind of still be intact. Oh, dropped it there, sorry. So I think I might separate this piece and maybe this piece. I don't want to cut it all the way because I don't want it to come completely apart. I think I'm going to cut this little curl out right here. That's going to make a unique little area. And maybe I'm going to cut this. And I think I'm going to cut this. So there's no right or wrong way to do this. I want you to get creative. Just keep in mind you don't want to tear up your picture that you're going to work so hard on. So I'm going to start playing with what's flopping here and what's available. So I've got two color choices here. I think for what I have that I'm going to go with, I kind of like this color behind it. So I think I'm going to go with that. So I do have double-sided tape here, so that's what I'm going to use. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start playing with this and figuring out how can I attach this to this page where it's going to stand up. So I might want to fold it here so it gives it some kind of stability, and maybe possibly here as well, and then maybe here. So I've got these flat spaces that you create by those folds. So I'm going to put a little double-sided tape under here, and I'm going to tape that first section down. Then I'm going to put, I think I'm going to tape this down here. And I think I want to lift this up. So I'm going to put some tape under this so that it kind of forces this little swirl to stand up a little bit. I don't know if you can see that. So you want to make sure it's pretty well adhered to your paper because you don't want it to come apart. And then you're going to add to your design. So I want this colored area to stand out. So I'm going to bring it forward a little bit and tape this down. And then I'm just going to work my way around here. So I have this, and I think I kind of want to have this come up. So I'm going to attach this to this side here. And then I'm going to attach this. All right. Let's see. I think I'm going to put that there. Or maybe there. And it's okay to change your mind. So I need to tape down that corner. So the last thing that you're going to do on this sculpture is we're going to add to our base. So we want detail down at the bottom. We don't want it just plain color like we have here. So we're going to continue our patterns, but our patterns that are going to be on our base are going to be bold. So they're going to be going around our shape. I might outline this and create some kind of design there to match that. I'm going to go around, have that go to the edge. So this kind of is close to the edge, so I'm going to have that line run off and pick back up over here and go to that. Then I want you to create something unique that attaches to these lines. So it could be, maybe you do some kind of pattern that is repeating. So I'm going to do this pattern here, do it a couple of times, If you wanted to repeat patterns that were within your design, you could do that. So I have a little bit of branching going right here, so I could repeat my branching on this section. Y'all can't see. Let me see if you can see that. The little branching detail that I have added there. Y'all see that? I'll tape that back down. So get creative. How can you add to this that gives it some emphasis and some detail that makes the base look just as beautiful as the rest of the artwork? So I am going to finish this picture and then I will be back with the finished product. I have finished adding detail to the base of my sculpture. I'm going to have to go back and probably add some glue because my double-sided tape doesn't want to hold terribly well. But I just want you to see what it could be when you go back and you add some beautiful detail to your base and your 3D sculpture. So I can't wait to see what you guys come up with, and please make sure you take a great picture of like both sides of your artwork when you're finished, because I want to see it from the angle and from the top. So I will see you guys in class.